Now, Wave News Sunrise.
Oh, good morning. We have lots of people waking up early this morning because the players are going to be hitting that course soon, Olivia.
Hey, yeah, good morning from Hurstbourne Country Club, where players are showing up, getting ready for the Pro-Am this morning. It starts in about an hour, starting to see some action here at the clubhouse.
And I'm sure everybody over there is like, what's the weather going to be? Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be dealing with rain? Are we going to be dealing with humidity? And my answer to all of that is yes. We are going to see all of those things as we head throughout that entire championship. So we'll be watching everything very closely. Right now, though, we just have the clouds overhead and a couple of spotty showers. One batch of showers now moving through portions of Adair County, especially for those of you south and to the east now of Columbia. And also seeing a couple of those spotty showers in Du Bois County. Most of us, though, cloudy and dry and warm this morning, upper 60s and low 70s in most spots to start off the day. But as usual, the airport in Louisville much warmer at 77 degrees. Once we head over the next 12 hours, we'll watch for temperatures climbing into the 80s for your highs. Now, despite some of these clouds overhead, we will get some sunshine coming through at times. So keep the sunglasses handy, and it's always important to wear sunscreen even on cloudy days. So just keep that in mind. But you'll also need the rain gear as we watch for more of those showers moving in for later on this morning, transitioning to scattered thunderstorms once we get into later on this afternoon. So we will be watching the radar a little bit more today than we did yesterday. And as we peek into the next couple of days, we do see that isolated rain chance around for your Thursday. Most of us a lot sunnier, drier, and warmer for Thursday. So we'll watch that. And then on Friday, we keep the heat, we keep the humidity, and it does look like we'll try to add in some scattered thunderstorms for some, but not all of us. I'll talk a little bit more about how long these rain chances are going to stick around in my full forecast.
Thanks, Tawana. 10 years after Bardstown mother Crystal Rogers disappeared, it only took a jury 4 hours to find Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson guilty on murder-related charges. Houck was Crystal Rogers' boyfriend at the time and the last one to see her alive. Joseph Lawson was Houck's former employee. Now both joined Stephen Lawson, Joseph's father, found responsible in connection to Rogers' death and disappearance. It was an emotional day in that Bowling Green courtroom. Wave News reporter Marissa Berg joining us live with reaction from Rogers' family and also a wrap-up of what happened in court.
Shannon, as many could imagine, Crystal Rogers' family was emotional after the jury read the verdict. Many were seen hugging each other and crying. Attorneys in this case say it was one of the most difficult cases in their careers. Jurors deliberated for a few hours to come back with that verdict. Houck was found guilty of murder, principal or accomplice, and tampering with evidence. Lawson was found guilty of conspiracy to murder and tampering with evidence. Those are the same charges his father was convicted of a month ago. The guilty verdict felt like a weight lifted off of the Rogers family.
I want everybody to just remember my mom was a great mom. She was a great person. And so was my Papa Tommy. And neither of them deserved what they got happened to them or whatever.
Jurors returned 5 minutes later with sentencing recommendations. For Houck, they recommended life for the murder of Rogers and 5 years for tampering with evidence to be served consecutively. Lawson was recommended to receive 20 years on conspiracy and 5 years on the tampering to be served consecutively as well. Steve Lawson was the third defendant charged in Rogers' death, and he was convicted on May 30th. Stephen will be the first one sentenced in August, and his son Joseph and Houck's sentencing dates are scheduled for August 21st. Marissa Burke, Wave News.
Thank you, Marissa. And for the people of Bardstown, it's the turning of a chapter in a story more than 10 years in the making. Hundreds of people dressed in pink packed the heart of Bardstown yesterday to welcome back Crystal's loved ones, many of them cheering and waving signs. Some of the people we spoke with say Crystal was a great mother and willing to do anything for anyone, and they say they never gave up hope they would get answers.
It's been hard from everybody. Everybody's been following this case, and I'm so proud of our community for everybody sticking together and everybody being out here right now. It means a lot.
They've been searching and searching and searching, so I'm glad for them. I really am.
It's been something that all of the community has come together on, and I think it's what makes Bardstown strong.
Tuesday's convictions bring some closure to the community, but it is far from the end of this story. Many say it's just the beginning to the justice they would like to see. Even with the verdict, the family of Crystal Rogers was hoping for. There are still unanswered questions surrounding this case. Rogers' body has never been found since she disappeared in 2015, so we don't know exactly what happened to her. Rogers' daughter, Ashley Miller, says the family has wanted to give her a proper burial, but they can't do that until she is found. Rogers' family is also waiting for answers as to what exactly happened to her father, Tommy Ballard. He was shot and killed in 2016 while preparing to go hunting on family land in Bardstown with his 12-year-old grandson. During a hearing in preparation for Houck's trial, prosecutors revealed they have the gun that was used to shoot Ballard. They claim it was bought from Houck's brother, Nick, a former Bardstown police officer. Nick has never been charged in connection to either case, but during the trial, we did learn Nick and his mother, Rosemary, are considered unindicted co-conspirators. The FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for information on Tommy Ballard's death. We're going to continue to follow any new developments in this case, and you can get the latest on the Wave News app or wave3.com. You can also find all of our previous reporting on the Crystal Rogers case. It's 6:05 and very exciting for golf fans. The ISCO Championship will tee off tomorrow morning. This week, the players have been at Hurstbourne Country Club getting in those practice rounds. And that's where Olivia is joining us live this morning to preview all the excitement. Good morning.
And yeah, lots of buzz around Hurstbourne Country Club already this morning. We have plenty of volunteers already out here, including Randy Maynard. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you for having me, Olivia. Glad to see you.
So, okay, you're a volunteer, and you've been volunteering since 2018 for this tournament?
That's correct. It came to Lexington at the Champions Golf Course at Keene Trace, and I started there in 2018, and it's now come here into Hurstbourne, and excited to be here, and very excited too that they asked me to come to volunteer here.
What keeps you coming back every year?
I just enjoy it. I love being around the golf course. I love trying to help people when I can and do what I can to be available and to just see everybody enjoy themselves.
So you're from Lexington and you come to Louisville just for this?
Yes.
Love that. Okay, so what's your impression here as you're seeing Hurstbourne?
Oh, Hurstbourne is just wonderful. The caddies and golfers are just so super impressed, and they love the way it's conditioned, the greens. I mean, they just go on and on about just how beautiful this place is.
Okay, so let's talk about the volunteers, the caddies. We actually had a Pro-Am putt tournament?
Actually, just for the caddies.
Just for the caddies,
yeah,
okay.
And the caddies came out last night and had a wonderful time over at Malibu Jacks, and we gave away a little prize money, and it was just a good competitive atmosphere.
How'd you do?
Oh, I didn't play.
Oh, you didn't play?
No,
okay.
No, I was just managing the tournament.
Okay, there you go. You're a busy guy. You've got a lot to do today. Well, thanks so much for joining us this morning, and thanks for making the trip all the way from Lexington to come here.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Well, we have the Pro-Am starting in just about an hour, so we are seeing some action here at Hurstbourne. Shannon, back to you.
Thank you, Olivia. New JCPS Superintendent Dr. Brian Yearwood will face an early challenge as he gets ready to start the new school year. Last night was Yearwood's first Board of Education meeting as a district superintendent. Data presented at the meeting shows JCPS has more than 360 certified teachers opening in the district, and there are 52 other certified vacancies. District leaders say as we get closer to the first day of school, those numbers will change drastically.
So you will see that certified our classroom teachers, we have 362 classroom vacancies as of June 23rd. Now, if I gave you that number today, it would be different. Every time we give you data, it's a snapshot in time as of the day that we collected it. So that's what we have here.
JCPS will try to hire more teachers this Friday. The district is hosting a job fair that's at WEB Du Bois High School. JCPS is also looking to hire transportation positions, maintenance, and more. Bus drivers at Greater Clark County schools are getting a pay raise before the new school year starts. District leaders say bus drivers will get a $2 per hour pay increase. Starting pay in the district is now a little more than $23 per hour. Drivers will also get a $500 contribution addition to their health savings account. The district is also giving $2 raises to para-educators. Here is Tawana taking us through the next 12 hours.
And as we head over the next 12, we are going to be seeing some more of those showers and thunderstorms coming our way for later on this afternoon and even into the early evening hours. Now, highs today, despite the clouds, despite those rain chances, going to be jumping into the 80s. So keep that in mind as you're heading out, and look for some more rain coming our way, even as we get into the upcoming weekend.
The devastating flooding in central Texas has left more than 100 people dead, and now 170 are missing. The latest on what's happening in the search for survivors. And Olivia is at Hurstbourne Country Club this morning, where they're going to have the Pro-Am before the ISCO Championship gets officially underway tomorrow. We'll be checking in with her this morning. And taking a look at our traffic situation this morning, we do have a crash on I-264 East. This is causing a big backup around Breckenridge. Our storm tracker is out there this morning. You can take a look at that. We know that things are slow going in this area, so if you take 264 East, heads up for you.
Now, Wave News.
Texas state leaders, including Governor Greg Abbott, toured the flood-ravaged areas yesterday afternoon. So many communities decimated by the flooding there. And officials say the Guadalupe River rose more than 20 feet in less than 2 hours. One home in Kerr County had rooms that were filled with mangled furniture. Windows were blown out. More than 100 people have died, including 27 campers and counselors at Camp Mystic that's located right next to the Guadalupe River. And right now, 170 people are missing. Rescue workers from Mexico are joining Texas and federal agencies looking for survivors, and other states will also send help, but it is a harrowing and dangerous task.
Conditions along the river are pretty strenuous for searchers. Whenever the water comes up, it takes all the debris down with it.
Nothing is as heart-wrenching as hearing the stories of what the girls around here, especially the girls at Camp Mystic, went through.
Governor Abbott says lawmakers will begin to address the statewide alert system during their upcoming special session. Just crazy to think 170 people missing. Let's go to Tawana right now, 6:14 on this Wednesday. And how are we looking for today?
For today, we're talking about some more of those showers coming our way. Eventually, some thunderstorms will be popping up across the area. So you'll need the rain gear, and not as much sunshine across the region for today, as we still just have this blanket of clouds sitting over us this morning. An area of low pressure off towards our southwest, a couple of fronts off towards our north, helping to keep some of that moisture around for today. So we're all blanketed with the clouds overhead, and a couple of us are dealing with some showers. The little pockets of green that you're seeing towards the Louisville Metro and also Oldham County and also towards E-Town, those are actually birds. But then the green that we're seeing on the radar for Adair County, that's some light rain showing up as of right now. We're also seeing some more of those light showers showing up in the more western portions of Du Bois County. The storm tracker out on the roads currently going from the Watterson Expressway to 71. You can clearly see those clouds overhead, but overall, no major weather concerns to slow down your morning commute. Your temperatures are in the upper 60s and low 70s across the region, so we're off to another warm start. We'll watch for more of those spotty showers for the early morning hours, but once we get past around 8 a.m., this is when we'll start to see basically a band of showers trying to gradually drift through our area. This mainly looks to be light to moderate rainfall. As you get further into the afternoon, we'll watch your temperatures climbing into the 80s. The band of showers falls apart, but then we'll start to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms popping across our region. This is when we could see a little bit of that heavier rain trying to come our way. We'll keep some of these spotty downpours around through the evening hours, but once the sun goes down, we'll lose a lot of that energy and that fuel for some of those storms, and that is why our rain chances will drop overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. Still keeping some clouds overhead, though, as we return to the 60s and low 70s for your lows. Here is your 10-day. Tomorrow, We have that isolated rain chance in our forecast. Watching for just a couple of spotty showers here and there for some of us. Most of us, though, going to see a mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow with highs in the upper 80s and the low 90s. So overall, your Thursday not looking too shabby, and that does bode well for the first day of the ISCO Championship. We'll just watch for 1 or 2 of those isolated showers for tomorrow afternoon and evening. Now, once we head into your Friday, we do see some more of those scattered showers and thunderstorms. A little bit warmer then, returning to the low 90s for your highs. And with a front approaching the region for the weekend, our rain chances do go up slightly with additional scattered showers and thunderstorms for the second half of your Saturday, then again for the parts of your Sunday. Now, with these fronts still nearby for the first half of next week, those scattered storms will stay in our forecast. Then Thursday of next week, our current trends show that we'll have a front moving through the region. Then this will not only bring a little bit more rain to our area, but it will also potentially help to cool us down into the low to mid 80s. We could see some more of those 60s for everyone coming overnight, and we could even see some lower humidity trying to come our way. So we'll keep an eye on those rain chances and that front for the end of next week.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have some of the best golfers in the world in town right now for the ISCO Championship. It gets underway tomorrow, but there's a lot of action at Hurstbourne Country Club this morning, too. Olivia Russell is there live this morning with more. Hi.
Hey, good morning, Shannon. Yeah, you and I got the chance to check out Hurstbourne Country Club last week. And we're going to see a lot of men out here, but let's talk about the ladies in golf. And I have Claire here this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Of course.
Okay, Claire, I always say I want to get more girls involved in golf. And you've played growing up, right?
I played a little bit, but I mainly grew up around it. My whole family plays, so I just grew up, kind of knew, loved it. I love watching it.
What's it like being out here and being part of what's typically a guy's club?
Well, I've come out here watching my brother play all the time and seeing the other side of things, the other side, the way the tournaments run and everything is a different feel. I didn't know. I learned so much from it, and it's definitely a different but better experience.
And this is your second year working with the tournament, right?
Yes, correct.
So what keeps you coming back?
Oh gosh, so many things. The atmosphere, the team I work with is amazing. Sport 5 and ISCO are fantastic, and I love it out here. It's a happy place.
And you told me you're from Owensboro. Have you been to Hurstbourne Country Club before?
I've never been to Hurstbourne, no.
I've got to know, how do you feel about this course?
Oh, I love it. It's amazing, beautiful clubhouse. The players are set up for great.
Love it, love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We had to flag her down and run over here to get this interview. And like I said, I just love seeing another lady in golf, too.
Absolutely, me too.
All right, so we've got to get some ladies out here. They still have tickets available, so you can go online and get those. Shannon, back to you.
Here's a look at the current Kentucky Lottery jackpots. The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.
It's 6:23, and those who recently bought a Powerball ticket will want to double-check those numbers. Not one, but 2 winning tickets were recently sold in Kentucky, with one of them, too, in our area. A $50,000 ticket was sold at Cox's Smokers Outlet on Westport Road, and it matched 4 of the white winning numbers, plus the Powerball. A ticket worth $1 million was sold at a Kroger in Owensboro. No one won the Powerball jackpot of $216 million. That next drawing will happen tonight at 11, so better check those tickets. All right, I say the weekend's in sight, right, Tawana?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, at this point, might as well just look ahead. Something to look forward to, right? As we have some more of those showers and thunderstorms coming our way, not just today, but all the way into the weekend. But thankfully, we are not looking at a washout for any of these days. We'll see some of those showers moving in later on this morning, additional scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. Tomorrow, actually trending a touch drier with those highs near 90 degrees and watching for a mix of sun and clouds with only an isolated rain chance. So a few of us will get a downpour, most of us staying dry. We'll add back in some of these scattered storms for your Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then by next Thursday, this is when a cold front sweeps through. That's the current timing that we have. Now, if this trend holds, we'll not only dry out for the following weekend, but we'll also see some cooler temperatures coming our way. We're talking low to mid 80s for highs and we could have some drier air pushing our way as well, which means some lower humidity as well. So a lot to look forward to if the forecast holds. As of right now, we're just going to keep an eye on the radar as we watch for some of those storms pushing our way.
Yeah, better hair days ahead. Thanks. Officials have confirmed mosquitoes in Jefferson County have tested positive for the West Nile virus. The Louisville Metro Department of Public Health and Wellness says those were found in the Tyler Park neighborhood and areas of the Highlands. To help prevent infection, crews will be fogging the area you see on your screen to try to cut down on the mosquito population. So far this year, no human cases of West Nile have been reported in Jefferson County. In most cases, people who are infected either show no symptoms or have relatively mild symptoms. In order to avoid mosquito bites in general, though, use insect repellent when you go outside. And when weather permits, you should wear long sleeves, long pants, and socks. Mosquitoes may bite through thin clothing, so spraying clothes with repellent can also help. And if you can't avoid being outside during early morning and dusk hours, that's a good idea because that is when mosquitoes are most active. Kentucky health leaders are trying to gain control of a parasitic infection spreading in Hopkins County. The health department says at least 24 people have been infected with Giardia over the past month. It's caused by a parasite that is swallowed and goes through the intestinal tract. One of the main symptoms is diarrhea. The Hopkins County Health Department says the parasite can be found in lakes, pools, streams, and from unwashed hands. Right now, investigators are searching for a common factor between all of those who have gotten sick. It's 6:26, and the city of Bardstown reacting after the monumental verdict in the disappearance and death of Crystal Rogers. How this case has impacted people, coming up on Wave News Sunrise.
Now, Wave News Sunrise.
Hey, good morning. Tawana and I are hanging out here in the studio, but Olivia is out at Hurstbourne Country Club, where they're hosting the ISCO Championship, and the players will be there very, very soon. It looks like a beautiful morning, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just the clouds overhead. But hey, here's the thing with the clouds. Actually makes for better pictures because it kind of softens the lighting. So if you're going to be going out there later on this week, you kind of want a little bit more of those clouds overhead. Just throwing that out. Just letting y'all know for Instagram and wherever else you're posting your pictures. We're looking at a SkyTrack camera downtown where you can clearly see those clouds overhead filtering some of that light, which is why it looks so blue on that camera there. We're watching a couple of light showers now making their way out of Adair County. A few more spotty showers making their way through Du Bois County. So we'll be keeping an eye on one or two of these downpours as the morning goes along. The morning stuff should be lighter. Once we get into later on today, that's when we'll see a little bit more of those heavier downpours. So right now, looking out the window, not much to deal with, but just have the rain gear handy because by the late morning, this is when we'll see some of those showers coming our way. Some more sunshine trying to get through those clouds later on this afternoon in between those thunderstorms. Highs today mainly in the 80s. So things are going to be warm today, but not as hot as what we dealt with yesterday. So make sure you're just paying attention to the Wave weather app, especially as we watch for those showers pushing towards us towards lunch and even into the afternoon. Notice this is not a widespread, super heavy rain scenario, but you still want to make sure that you are weather aware. We do keep some sort of rain chance in the forecast over the next 10 days to let you know when we can finally see some drier air and some lower humidity in my full forecast.
Thank you. 10 years after Bardstown mother Crystal Rogers disappeared, it took a jury just 4 hours to find Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson guilty on murder-related charges. Houck was found guilty of murder, principal or accomplice, and tampering with evidence. His former employee, Joseph Lawson, was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with evidence. The Bardstown community supported Rogers' family every moment along the way. Wave News reporter Marissa Burke is in the studio with more.
Shannon, yesterday people lined the streets wearing pink for a bittersweet parade. People were chanting things like "Justice served" as they welcomed Rogers' family with signs. Their sea of pink in downtown Bardstown shows their unwavering support never stopped. The Tuesday verdict from the Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson trial closes a chapter that the Bardstown community and Rogers' family has been waiting for. The two were found guilty for their roles in her disappearance. The third defendant, Joseph's father, Steve Lawson, was found guilty a few weeks ago. Kathy Fenwick is the grandmother to Crystal's daughter, Kaylee, who was the first witness to testify in Bowling Green. We asked, what's kept the family going all these years?
We pray every day. We have prayed, me and my husband both have prayed every day. My family has prayed, you know, that justice would come. And for Callie and him, I just hope that they got some relief today.
Fenwick hopes this verdict is the beginning of closing other unsolved cases looming over Bardstown. It only took jurors 5 minutes to come back with sentencing recommendations. For Houck, they recommended life for the murder of Rogers and 5 years on the tampering charge to be served consecutively. Lawson was recommended to receive 20 years on conspiracy and 5 years on tampering to be served consecutively. Steve Lawson was the third defendant charged in Rogers' death, and he was convicted in May. Steve will be the first of the 3 sentenced in August. Joseph and Houck will learn how much time they'll spend behind bars on August 21st. Marissa Burke, Wave News.
Thank you, Marissa. The third man connected to this case, Stephen Lawson, is asking for a new trial. A jury found him guilty on conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence charges. Prosecutors say he helped his son, Joseph, and Houck hide details about the case. Lawson's defense team cited 8 reasons for requesting a new trial. One includes a conversation Rogers' mother, Sherry Ballard, had with a witness. A witness told Ballard she hoped her testimony would bring her peace. Lawson's defense team called the conversation inflammatory. Right now, Lawson is scheduled to be sentenced August 6th. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman reacted to the verdict, saying justice was delivered in Bowling Green. Coleman credited prosecutor Shane Young and law enforcement to deliver that guilty verdict. The FBI Louisville also released a statement. It reads in part, "We are proud of the pivotal role we played in seeking justice for Crystal Rogers and her family. We hope this outcome brings some semblance of peace to Crystal's family and the larger Bardstown community." You can count on Wave to follow up on any new developments in this case. You can get the latest information on the Wave News app or wave3.com. It's 6:34 and the ISCO Championship tees off tomorrow, but today it is the Pro-Am. Those golfers have been out there all week getting in some practice rounds as well, and it's at Hurstbourne Country Club, and Olivia Russell is there with more. And the course is still closed to the public today.
It is still closed to the public. They have the Pro-Am today, and then play really starts tomorrow. There's so much to look forward to. I'm here with Danny Barron, the director of golf here at Hurstbourne Country Club. I want to say good morning, but you've been up for a while, too.
Yeah, it's been a long few days, but, you know, it takes a lot of work and effort to put such a great tournament on like we're going to be doing this week, and it takes a total team effort, and we're out here at 3:45, 4 in the morning getting started.
So the week is finally here, too. What kind of prep have you all been doing leading up to this week?
Yeah, the anticipation up to this week's been awesome, and just getting everything ready, the golf course, the maintenance team, and everybody getting out here and getting the greens where we want them, the fairways, the rough, at a really good thick rate for the players to give them a really good challenge to.
So I'm sure a lot of locals have played this course before. What kind of changes have you all made to adjust for these players?
Yeah, so for the tournament, we flipped the nines. So our normal front 9 is the tournament back 9, and we've made a couple par 5s, par 4s. So on the tournament ISCO side of things, number 1 and number 18 are going to be par 4s, and they're normally par 5s, and that's just going to make it a little bit more challenging for some of the best players in the world.
And I mean, you've gotten some great feedback. I've heard a lot of people compliment this course, how beautiful it is, how well it's playing. This has got to be a great chance for you to show off Hurstbourne Country Club.
That's been the exciting moment, is the players have come out the last couple of days practicing, getting ready, getting their strategy ready for the tournament, and the players and caddies, they've just been giving rave reviews on the course and the facility and the clubhouse, and you never know how they're going to react to it, but it's been so positive so far, and we can't wait for an awesome weekend.
And tickets are still available.
Tickets are still available. It's going to be an awesome fan experience. We encourage everybody to get tickets, come on out and watch some of the best players in the world play golf.
Danny, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
He's
you.
a busy guy, and he got to watch me and Shannon try hole, what is normally 18. They've made it hole 9 for this tournament, and Shannon, whew, it was a challenge.
You all did great.
It was a challenge indeed, yes. Pretty funny. It was a comedy show at times. All right, 6:37 right now. The wife of corrupt ex-Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll is in more trouble after granting 2 television interviews before she was sentenced to prison last week. After telling Judge Larry Medlock she was guilty twice, Misty Knoll went on TV and said the opposite. Now her plea deal could be scrapped and she may have to stand trial. Misty Knoll was asked 10 times in May whether she was guilty of spending money on the New Chapel EMS credit card that did not belong to her and then failing to report the spending on her taxes. Judge Medlock asked her again Thursday before Misty's television interviews were aired, and again Misty said she was guilty. Here is that key moment.
Misty, you pled guilty under oath last time we were here, and I took it under advisement. Do you still wish to plead guilty and ask that I accept it?
Yes, Your Honor.
So she was off camera there, but she said, yes, Your Honor. After watching one of the interviews, though, Judge Medlock ordered Misty to explain herself. Misty's changing answers could lead to a full trial, where we could get a more complete picture of the evidence the state has and how Misty's attorney can argue against it. Misty's hearing has been set for August 12th. Also, Misty's other daughter, Josie, has been given notice to appear because her Butler and IU educations were paid on those credit cards. Here is Tawana as we look at the next 12 hours on this Wednesday.
And what we're going to be seeing across the region for today, more clouds overhead, highs in the 80s as we keep an eye on more of those showers and thunderstorms coming our way. So we'll watch for that for this afternoon and into the evening. And we do just keep some sort of rain chance even into the weekend. I'll break down what we're going to see on the other side of the break.
Thank you, Tawana. Taking a look at our traffic this morning, we do have that crash that they're still working to clear. It happened about 5:30, and this is on I-264 East, just past Breckenridge Lane in Jefferson County. And our storm tracker is there right now. Let's take a look at how things are moving. So you can see it's very slow going as they work to clear the scene. So we do have the lanes getting by, but you'll be reaching a slow point right here. Again, this is at 264 East. You can see a 64 right there just ahead. In the other areas, though, things are good this morning. We'll be back. As WAVE celebrates America's 250th anniversary next year, we're looking back at what happened on this day in history. Today, July 9th, 2024 is the date, and many remember this. The remnants of Hurricane Beryl moved across Kentucky and Indiana, causing storms in our area. That was time-lapse out of Rineyville, slightly north of Elizabethtown. In Goshen, several trees were brought down. The National Weather Service in Paducah recorded 7 tornadoes in one day in parts of western Kentucky and Indiana. You can find out more about the weather that impacts our area by following our WAVE storm tracking team on air and the WAVE weather app. It's 6:42 and the ISCO Championship tees off tomorrow morning with some of the world's best players at Hurstbourne Country Club. This is a great opportunity for Hurstbourne to be put in the spotlight. And Olivia is there this morning. She's been talking with a lot of people at Hurstbourne and how excited they are about this.
Hey, good morning, Shannon. Yeah, we're seeing some of the players here already practicing this morning. They've got to get those practice rounds in before the Pro-Am starts at 7 o'clock this morning. So I'm back with Dan Kett, and there's some pretty tough competition out here, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking 156 of the best golfers on the planet, including 50 from the DP World Tour. I mean, this is world-class golf with a derby-like experience and that amazing Louisville energy at its finest.
And it's a pretty big tournament here, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's one of 36 in the entire world for the PGA Tour's regular season. So and we've got one right here in Louisville, and it's the Commonwealth's tournament for sure.
And bringing it here to Hurstbourne Country Club too. Why Hurstbourne? What was it that stood out about Hurstbourne?
Gosh, it's what didn't stand out about Hurstbourne. I mean, everything from the course itself, I mean, which is just immaculate. You've played it. Yep. The clubhouse, when you drive up to the clubhouse, there's absolutely a wow factor. The staff, the volunteers, the membership base, the community itself, just incredible. And
we've got some great feedback already on the course too. Challenging, which usually people complain about, I guess.
Right, but for purposes of this tournament, it is going to be a spectator's delight for sure. Some of the players getting to that rough, which is sitting at 4 inches right now, might be a bit of a challenge, but it's going to be one heck of a tournament this week.
Hey, they've just got to keep it in the fairway. There you go.
Yeah, keep it straight and keep it long. You'll be fine, right?
That sounds really simple, and they make it look easy.
They really do.
Well, thanks so much for joining us this morning. You are busy. I know things are about to get underway with the Pro-Am in just a few minutes. That's when some of the professionals will head out with amateurs and get kind of a lighter feel of the course, sure. But a last practice round before play starts tomorrow, and we're excited for it. Shannon, back to you.
Thank you. It's 6:45 and a camp geared at teaching young girls that they can be anything they want to be kicked off at the Louisville Fire Academy. It is called the Leslie Prather Empowerment Camp. It was created to honor Leslie, a Louisville firefighter who was killed in a car crash on Valentine's Day in 2020. While not every girl who joins the camp will become a firefighter, their overall goal is to encourage girls they can achieve whatever they put their minds to, just like Leslie did.
If you look across the state, there's numerous camps for boys to teach them about the fire services. This is to really lock in on middle school age girls so that it's a very pivotal moment in their lives. And so we want them to know that they can be whatever they want to be. But Leslie was kind of busting through barriers to say, hey, you can be a woman, you can be a firefighter, and you can be successful at it.
That's awesome. More than 24 middle school girls are taking part in the camp that continues through Friday. This is the 4th year that the camp has been hosted. And you know what? So good that they have all that water there too this week, because it's been a hot one.
It has been a hot one. They're looking like they're having so much fun.
I know. I want to do it.
I know. Where was that when we were kids? Oh, come on. I love that, though. And hey, today they may be dodging some raindrops, so we'll watch for that. I'll talk a little bit more about our rain chances over the next 10 days because we do have a few in just 30 seconds. Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Tawana Andrew here with a check of your forecast. And we're still keeping an eye on a couple of fronts off towards our north, but we're also watching this area of low pressure pushing towards us. And as it does so, it's helping to kind of invigorate the atmosphere. And we're starting to see some more of those showers moving our way, mainly light stuff as of right now, but we're going to be keeping an eye on it. Plenty of clouds across our area this morning and watching for some of these spotty downpours anywhere from near Attila down towards Greensburg. Also seeing some very light showers and drizzle showing up in parts of Perry County up into Du Bois and Orange County. A storm tracker going through the metro right now, currently on 71 heading towards downtown Louisville. Those clouds are overhead, but you can't really see a lot of that sunshine since the clouds are a little bit thick and just blanketing the area to start off the day. Because of these clouds, we did not cool down very much overnight. We're sitting in the 60s and low 70s in most spots. 77 degrees, though, at the airport in Louisville. We'll watch for more of these light showers taking over throughout that 8, 9 o'clock hours. That boundary and that low move into our region. So this morning, especially as we get closer to lunch, we'll start to see more of these light to moderate showers gradually taking over, pushing from that northwesterly direction off towards the southeast if you're going to be tracking it on the Wave Weather app. And we get into the afternoon. This is when we'll start to see that blanket of rain becoming more scattered showers and thunderstorms with highs this afternoon in the 80s. We'll keep an eye on a couple of those heavier downpours embedded in some of those thunderstorms for later on today. Once we lose the heating of the day, once that sun goes down, anything that's across the area still on the radar will quickly fade. Some of these clouds will clear overnight into early tomorrow morning, allowing our temperatures to return to the 60s and the low 70s. So we do have a slightly better rain chance across the region today compared to what we saw yesterday. For tomorrow, talking about isolated rain chances across our region. Most of us, though, just seeing a mix of sun and clouds with highs in the upper 80s and the low 90s. We'll keep a lot of those low 90s around once we get into the upcoming weekend, as here we go again. Yet another front approaches. This one is going to bring more of these scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially for the second half of your Saturday and into the second half of your Sunday. Now, that front kind of hovers to our north. It doesn't completely make its way through our region, and this is why we're going to keep some of these scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast through the first half of next week, with those highs still in the upper 80s and the low 90s. Then we get towards next Thursday. Here comes yet another front. This one, though, actually looks to make its way through wave country. And if that happens, we do have that potential for some drier conditions, and I mean much drier conditions towards next Friday. Also going to be seeing those highs returning to the low to mid 80s, and there is that potential for some lower humidity to also try to come our way for the end of next week. So a lot to watch over the next 10 days. Most of that will be some scattered downpours, and keep in mind as we head over the next 10 days, any thunderstorm can produce some heavy rain and gusty winds, so make sure you're staying weather aware. Shannon.
Thank you, Tawana. Let's take a look at the big stories we're following today from around the country and the world. The death toll from the Texas floods are now at least 109, and officials say 160 people are missing. Rescue crews continue to comb through the region looking for survivors. This as forecasters say more rain is expected in central Texas and a flash flooding risk remains in the area. Several Southern California cities have now joined the ACLU's lawsuit to challenge the federal government's immigration raids and tactics. The Department of Homeland Security reacted to the lawsuit, saying any claims they were specifically targeting people because of their race are false. President Donald Trump insisted the new August 1st deadline for reciprocal tariffs will not get delayed, as they have been in the past. He posted on Truth Social, tariffs will begin to be paid on that date. He also said there has not been a change to the date and no extensions will be granted. And the State Department is investigating a recent AI impersonation of Secretary of State Marco Rubio that contacted at least 5 high-level government officials in mid-June. We'll be back with a look at your local news in your Wake Up Watch List. Taking a look at the top headlines in today's Wake Up Watch List. The 2 men charged in connection to Crystal Rogers' death had both been found guilty. Brooks Houck, who was dating Rogers at the time of her disappearance, was found guilty of murder and tampering with physical evidence. Joseph Lawson, who used to work for him, was found guilty of conspiracy to murder and tampering with physical evidence. Lawson and Houck will be sentenced August 21st. Nearly a year after a deadly shooting outside of a Pleasure Ridge Park High School football game, Louisville police now believe they've arrested the person responsible. The suspect, who LMPD calls JJ, is charged with murder and assault. Aaron Esters Jr. was killed. Police say the suspect was a minor at the time, so they have not released his full name. Louisville drivers, keep an eye out if you're in the area of 7th and Berry, because a massive hole opened up in the middle of the road. Louisville Water confirmed it was from a water main break yesterday. They say there was minimal customer impact, but drivers will need to take a detour around that area. Here is Tawana taking a look at the weather and how are things for today.
For today, we're already starting to see more of these spotty showers trying to push into portions of wave country, seeing some of that anywhere from Perry County into Du Bois County, and again, for those of you anywhere from Marion County south into Greene County. So we are going to be watching more of these showers pushing in as the morning goes along. The storm tracker right now moving through parts of Old Louisville. You can see the clouds overhead. Going to keep a lot of these clouds for today. Temperatures right now in the 60s and the low 70s in most spots. Will end up in the 80s for later on this afternoon as you see more of these showers pushing through the region. Additional thunderstorms trying to show up for later on this afternoon, and some of these can produce some locally heavy rain. Now, as we head over the next 10 days, we are going to be watching for additional rounds of rainfall, some sort of rain chance nearly every single day, but none of these days, I want to make sure I'm clear, is going to be a washout. So just keep that in mind, and of course have that Wave Weather app downloaded and ready to go.
Okay, good news. And then with traffic, we're looking at that crash that happened this morning, about 5:32 cars on 264 East near Breckenridge. So they're still trying to clear up that area. So if you take that way, a little bit slow going. And thanks so much for joining us. And Olivia, did you have fun out at Hurstbourne Country Club getting ready for the ISCO Championship?
I had so much fun. I'd be having more fun if I was playing right now. But hey, we'll let the pros be out there doing that.
Get live streaming news, 24-hour weather, investigations, podcasts, and more, all for free with Wave